Slow your horses! Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. Hey, you person watching this video right now, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't butcher your mass airflow housing. This doesn't work. You won't gain anything. It's just the hot air intake that looks ugly and most of all sounds ugly. So please, for the love of God, leave your air intake alone and leave this madness for people like me. Enjoy the video. All right, so before I made this video, I wanted to make sure that the poor man's cold air intake actually worked without any issues or any major problems, and without throwing the dreaded wrench light. So I daily drove the old Vic for a solid week. I drove it hard, drove it fast, to put this intake setup through its paces, to make sure it holds up against any driving style. All right, let's hit another pool. Whoa! 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 Slow your horses! Oh. And well, here we are a week later, and I couldn't be happier with this $100 intake. So now I'm gonna go back in time and show those of you who are crazy enough to do this exactly how I did it. And the rest of you, let me know in the comments section just how much of an idiot I am. Let's get the party started, baby. Oh yeah. Step 1. Get yourself a $40 Spectre Performance cone filter. Step 2. Find yourself a universal eBay heat shield, then modify the hell out of it to make it fit where your OEM airbox would normally sit. Step 3. Easy enough. Just go ahead and remove your OEM airbox. Step 4, and this is going to be the part that separates the men from the boys. Take your mass airflow sensor housing and cut that bitch in half. Trust me, I'm an engineer. After that is just a matter of bridging the gap. I used a couple of different universal intake couplers, little rubber ones that I've had laying around, and I just kind of Tetrised it out until I found the perfect fit. After that, all it takes is just fitting your newly beheaded mass airflow sensor housing into the cone filter. Then you bolt everything together, and voila. On a tractor, lean on my blader. Cheated on my bladder, cheated on my bladder. Can my bladder tell me nothing? You can't tell me nothing. Can my bladder tell me nothing? Moment of truth. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get it! Riding on a bladder, lead it on my bladder. Hit it on my bladder, poor man's intake. Clark, give it a little rev, slowly. Yeah, just ease into it. It's nice and slow. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Turn it off, boy. Yee-hoo! All right, guys, so reasons why I decided to go with a poor man's intake. Well, the first one is the obvious one. It just looks better. As you guys can see, yes, even though it is a little bit rough around the edges, in my opinion, an open cone filter intake like this kind of gives this old, outdated 4.6 a little bit more of a modernized look, while at the same time giving it a more aggressive performance look as well. All right, reason number 2, and that is sound. And rather than explain it, why don't I just let you guys hear it for yourself? The car does have a small exhaust leak, which is actually kind of loud and annoying. I'm gonna fix that eventually, but just try your best to listen to this thing. Here we go. Holy shit! crazy. Now, reason number 3, numero tres, and that is a slight horsepower gain. All right, hear me out for a second, okay? These old 462 valves are usually suffocated by these super bulky heat shields. Removing it not only increases airflow, but the extra space and the combination of the open heat shield make the perfect combination for, at least at the very minimum, a horsepower gain of anywhere between 5 to 8 horsepower. At the very least, the increase in throttle response is worth it in my opinion alone. But the last reason, and what I consider to be the most important reason to have an open cold air intake like you guys are seeing right there, is that it fully decreases the chances of the phenomenon known as the warped air filter effect. Now, this one is not warped. This is a K&N high performance airflow filter, which is a lot sturdier than the typical paper filters. Well, guess what? Even having this rubber kind of material, I found that my air filter was still being warped like this. And this is a very common issue that a lot of Crown Vic and Panther owners have. This issue can actually affect performance, causing the car to stutter and sometimes even shut off. At the very least, it robs your car of power and affects fuel economy. And although actually catching this phenomenon on camera is actually pretty damn rare, I did manage to capture it on footage. I'm going to show you guys a little clip of it actually happening. You can actually hear how the actual intake is suffocating because of the warped air filter. You're going to have to turn up either your volume or your headphones up pretty loud, but you will be able to hear it. So check it out. There it is. That's the money shot. And that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, it is a poor man's cold air intake. The last one I made never gave me any issues, except I did not have a heat shield. You can definitely feel the gains. It just sounds so freaking badass. And I corrected the issue that I had the first time I went about doing this, and as you guys can see, it was putting in some kind of heat shield from the engine bay. Yes, it's been a little bit butchered, but you know what? It gets the job done. Well, like I said at the beginning of the video, don't do this to your Crown Victoria. Just let crazy people like me do it. It's kind of risky when you try to step out of the box. A lot of people are going to hate. A lot of people are going to talk crap about you. But you know what? But there's an old country saying out here, and that is that if it works, man, even though it looks a little choppy around the edges, why not? Either way, it's your boy, Mr. Random. You guys stay safe. I love every single one of you guys. Catch you on the next one. It's going to be good. I got a big surprise coming for you guys. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. What you think, man? You ready to help me out more? You ready to work some more? Make that money, boy? You ready to make that money? Let's get it. Take it easy.